So recently I've had a ton of luck selling cheap cards on eBay, and I want to show you guys step by step from acquiring, buying the cards to actually shipping them out, how I make that happen. Now, is this method going to make you rich or replace your full-time job? I can say with certainty, no. But at the same time, and I don't do a lot of guarantees on this channel, I can say with certainty, if you put the effort in, you will have success selling cards on eBay, and you'll have at least a little bit of money coming in. And especially if you're younger or just in general, right? Anybody, just a little extra money come into our pocket every month can make a big difference. So let's get into it. The first most important thing is if you're gonna sell cards on eBay, you have to buy them. You have to acquire these cards. Now, some people who are maybe newer to the sports card hobby think, oh, I'll just rip boxes and then I'll sell them on eBay. In general, that's probably not the way to do it. If you're looking to have fun, for sure, go for it. But if you're looking to make money, that's probably not a sustainable way to acquire your inventory, if you will. There's a couple ways I think you can find cards for really, really cheap that you can go on later to sell on eBay. And the first one, if it's at all possible for you, is go to card shows or even your local card shop. They have things called dollar boxes, and you will find steals in there all the time. I can show you real examples already of how I've done this. Cards I've already sold on eBay. Matthew Dellavedova auto, 10 bucks. Dollar box find, $1. Reed Sinet, don't know who this is, sold for $20. Dollar box pickup. Nico Williams auto, sold for $10. Dollar box pickup. So what you can do is literally just go through there. If you have the knowledge already, you'll kind of know what cards are valuable. Try not to like clog up the table or kind of be a nuisance, but you can even just look on your phone, maybe even step to the side ideally so you're not blocking up the table, but look through the cards and be like, oh, this auto looks interesting. And what you can do is you go to eBay, you go to completed sales, and you can see what those cards have been selling for. So you see the Matthew Dellavedova auto. This is exactly what I did. I looked it up. I said, wow, Matthew Dellavedova rookie auto for $1. I bet you this sells for more than that. I went onto eBay. I went to sold listings, and I saw it was selling for, I think it was $12 to $13 at the time. And I was like, okay, boom, $1, it's done. I'm buying this. A lot of times too, kind of going off this is the second tip. It doesn't even have to be dollar box, but you can, if a dealer has a lot of cheap cards, whether it's in a dollar box or sometimes they even have them in their showcase or on a little side thing for even $3 a piece, if you buy a lot of them, they will almost always give you some sort of deal. So if you're in person or even people who walk up to you or trade night, or basically you're meeting someone in person and they have a bunch of cheap cards. If you put a bunch of $3 cards together and you buy 10, 12 of them, a lot of times you can get your cost down to $2 per card. Or with the dollar box, if you buy a bunch, a lot of times you can get it down to less than $1 a card, so you don't have too much downside there. But you might be saying, hey Troy, I can't go to card shows. Maybe I'm young or I have a job or something, I can't make it. Well, you can still find cards and buy cards even if you're not going to card shows. One of the major ways, and I even made a whole video about it, about finding cheap lots on eBay. There's things you can do with certain search parameters and just mislabeled titles and stuff. I'll put a link to the description down below. But basically, to keep it short, you can find good deals just bidding on eBay, maybe picking up 30 cards for $5 or $6 shipped, even $10 shipped. Your cost is going to be really low on those, and if you sell 1 or 2 cards for 10 or 20 bucks, boom, you can have some success there. The second way would be just buying off Instagram or buying off Facebook. I'll even put a screenshot in. I bought a lot of soccer cards from a guy the other day, listed them last night, and boom, I already sold 3 or 4 of those cards and more than made my money back. Keeping your buying costs with these cards is really important because you're not going to be selling them for $500. You're not going to be buying a card for $1 or $2 and selling it for $500, but if you can, keep the cost under $1 and sell it for 10, that's pretty good, but it's important to keep that cost low when you're buying. All right, but now on to the selling. Buying is actually the easy part. People really struggling, especially maybe people who are watching this and they're kind of in the card hobby. Selling is the hard part, but I found a way to be really efficient where, in 1 hour worth of work, I can list take photos and ship out, 30 cards. Now, the first part of this efficiency process is getting a scanner. Yes, you can do this, especially, like I said, if you have some time on your hands and you want to just take pictures of it on your iPhone one by one, that's definitely a great way to get started. But if you're trying to do it, especially with cheaper cards where you really got to do a lot for it to be worth your time, this scanner makes a big difference. So I have the Epson V600. I'll put a link in the description down below. I believe, especially used, you can probably get this around like $100 or something like that. But what I can do is I can put 4 raw cards on it at a time. So I can scan 4 cards, scan the front, takes about 15 seconds, flip them over, scan the back, and then boom, on my computer, I have high res images of the front and the back of the card. I can upload them on eBay, no cropping, no nothing, no fumbling around with your phone trying to get the lighting right and, set up the card stand, and then you got to crop it to put it on eBay. That takes a lot of time, especially when you're doing that, you're doing 1 card at a time. When you have the scanner, you can do 4 cards at a time, and after about a minute, 4 cards are all scanned images, good to go. And now when you're actually listing them on eBay, it's very tedious to have to type out the whole title. Maybe you don't know the cards that well. You have to look up what the parallel is, what the year is. So what I do is I just type in the name of the card. Let's say I have a Jordan Poole Optic. I'll go there. I see, oh, okay, Blue Velocity. This is which one I have. I can just click on this, go to Sell Similar, and then it'll populate everything I need right there. It has the title. Normally I switch it around just a little bit so I don't completely copy someone. I usually just put the name of the player first, maybe get rid of stuff I don't need. And then that's basically it. You're good to go. You upload use your own photos, your own scans that you have. It'll take 2 seconds because it's already all cropped, good to go. And then that's it. You can list it. I usually add a description, put my price, it's up to you kind of how you want to do it, but and you can do it too. I do this while I'm watching TV or listening to a podcast. It's not a very intensive process, just a couple clicks here and there, and it's going to save you a lot of time. It's way quicker. Once again, if I had to type out every single card and upload all the information one by one, once again, I'm not sure that this process would be efficient enough for me. Oh, also last thing I got to throw in there real quick before we move on to the last step is make sure you're using the eBay standard envelope option. This is what actually made this method really viable. Is you can ship cards now. Well, actually your personal cost is only like 75 cents if you put it in for 2 ounces, but basically there's a $1 shipping option on eBay. So that's why I get so many sales, is because people are like, oh, only $1 to ship? That's easy. I would love to get this card. So make sure on the shipping option, you go to eBay standard envelope, put your charge at 99 cents, and hey, you'll even kick back an extra 10 cents right there, because usually it only costs you 70 or 80 cents when you buy the label. But okay, boom, last step. And for a lot of people, actually listing takes a while in general for people, but I think we've hopefully helped with that a little bit as well. But shipping also takes a lot of time for people. If you're doing it the traditional way, going to the post office is a nightmare and trying to figure it out there. But even people who are a little bit more advanced, using your printer, you got to cut out the page and then use the tape and seal it up and everything. That's tough as well. Another thing I invested in is like a laser printer label maker type thing. I'll put the link in the description or put it on the screen of the one I got. Probably show a video right here, but really, really simple. I buy the label on eBay. It prints it out. I literally just peel it and I stick it to the envelope. Boom, done. No cutting, no taping, no writing, no nothing. Just print, comes out in 2 seconds. You can print them in bulk, peel, good to go. If you wanted to be really lazy, it literally could be a 2-second process. You just drop the card in the envelope, put a piece, lick it, seal it, and then place label on, done, 2 seconds. I would recommend you put a little more care into it. I'll show a clip once again of how I package my cards for standard envelope. I usually use a piece of paper, just white printer paper, stick it in there, use a team bag to protect it, tape it down so it doesn't move. Couple folds, adds another 10-15 seconds, but not too bad at all, and the customers usually appreciate you putting in that little bit of extra effort. But hopefully after watching the video, you've seen if you kind of optimize your listing and your shipping, maybe you could see how I could do something like listing and shipping out 30 cards in less than an hour of my time. And if you do it like that, I'll show some of my sales here. There's gonna be some more expensive cards probably mixed in here as well, or we're just gonna pop them up. But I sell a lot of cards, and every day I have, 20 bucks coming in. Is that straight profit? No, but usually my cost is only about 4 or 5 bucks. So like I said, I don't want to trivialize it. You're not going to get rich. I don't think this is possible as a full-time job. It's not going to be a lot of money, but I think for most people, having an extra 15 bucks coming in a day can really make a difference. So it's worth a try. Try it. I've had success with it. I think anyone can do it, but it's up to you. But all right, guys, that is it for the video. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. Keep videos coming. Thanks again.